What's cracking? What's cracking? Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody in. This is the Community Crime Network. I am your host. I got my partner here with me today. YJ in the building.
Good.
What's going on, bro?
What's good, man? I'm here, man. Chilling. I don't know much about it, but like always, man.
It's all good. You know, that's what I do. Um, Shout out to Mika Ward for actually sending me this case. She actually sent me a couple of them. I'll be working on that David case too. But this one right here intrigued me a lot. Another young lady out of the city of Chicago. Who lost her life tragically. And there's a lot of questions surrounding her death. And there's some key components, some key people in this case that it's going to make you question what really happened. That's really my question. What really happened? Of course, we can go by what people say, the eyewitnesses,
Yeah.
is what happened and why. So I want to go ahead and get started by, playing this one of the news clips. It's not the original one, but it's going to bring you some questions as well. So let's take a look at this, and we're going to chop this up.
All right.
What they're calling on is for the Cook County State's Attorney's Office to look at this case yet again. And we'll get to what the state's attorney is saying about this. But Romeca Blackman, she just said goodbye to her 6-year-old son. She gave him a kiss and told him to have a great day in first grade. Moments later, she was shot 3 times. One of those bullets hit her in the face. Blackman worked 2 jobs and was in school to be an RN. Now her family is asking, why is the woman who pulled the trigger still free?
Person with a gun, 2200 South State. You got a female black, light complexion, green tracksuit, has a gun. Fighting with another female black, dark complexion.
So let's walk through this together. Police scanner audio reveals that a fight broke out, followed by reports of a woman seen with a gun. The incident happened after 9 in the morning on September 8th at Romeca State. 31-year-old.
I want to pause it right there because this is something I caught later on. If anybody knows what time Chicago kids go to school, please let me know. Because they said this happened right after 9 a.m. And then they said she had just dropped her kid off from school. So that made me feel like her kid ain't have to be to school at 9 o'clock. Is that the case? Somebody help me out, please.
Maybe she was late. I don't know. Maybe she was late.
What up, D-Love?
D-Love was good.
Chloe, I don't know if you're still in the building. But yeah, that's one thing that caught my attention. Like, just happened after 9 o'clock. She just dropped the kid off of school. And then they say where the incident happened is right there by the school. So that's another story I heard, Chloe. That she took his lunch to him to school. But that's not what the news keeps saying. The news is fucking this up if that's the case. Because they said she had just dropped him off to school. And then you have some people saying she just dropped his lunch off to him at school. So if it was around 9 o'clock, then I can believe that because maybe she had to go back home and get his goddamn lunch. That would make more sense to me.
Yeah, true. True, would it being that late?
But then that also give me another question, which I'm going to get back to that. So let's listen to a little bit more of this clip.
Romeca Blackman got into a physical altercation with another woman. Both of them share a child with the same man. He was also present at that scene. The other woman pulled out a gun and shot Blackman, then admitted to it in a video recorded at the scene and widely shared on social media. Before the shooting, Blackman dropped off her son just steps away from a South Loop school. Her final social media post was a photo that you see right there of a handwritten note that she packed in his lunchbox. He turned 7 years old in a few days.
So, does that make sense now, Jizzle? And I'm asking you because will she be holding this note? I'm assuming she was sitting in the car when she was holding that note. Like she was going to put it in his lunchbox when he's sitting right next to her in the car. That don't make sense, do it?
I mean, what? Nah, it don't. What did it say on it? Like,
Matter
some
of
just
fact,
some regular,
I'll put it up real quick. Hold on.
like have a nice day at school or some,
Yeah.
Today's a fresh start to your. Okay, yeah,
So that would be
smarter.
something that
Yeah,
she wouldn't want him to see until he opened up his lunchbox. She wouldn't
right.
hold it here in front of him as she put it in there. So it makes sense that she was taking his lunch back to him.
Taking it. Right, right. That would make complete sense. Right. Because you wouldn't do that right in front of them. You bring your lunch and let me stuff this in here. Little stocking stuffer, you know.
Yeah. Okay, let me make sure I catch his comment. All right, so let's continue to listen.
Instead of party planning, his grandmother is trying to figure out how to explain that his mother won't be there to celebrate.
I want to know how did she just walk away? How? When they told you that he had her in the headlock, how did he even walk away? Why did they was so easy to walk away? They tell me, look at the video, they bumping fences. I don't know about any of that because I really can't even focus.
So just to clear this up so it makes even more sense, that woman that she's talking about filed protective orders against Blackman.
Blackman, the dude?
Blackman, no. Meeks. Her name is Romeca Meeks Blackman.
Okay.
So she's the one who got killed. Yeah, the woman who she was fighting was her baby daddy's other baby mom.
Right. So they both got kids here, or the other kid ain't there. It's just the one kid here.
Just the one kid was getting dropped off to school. I don't think the other
Right.
kid is even old enough to go to school.
Okay.
But salute to Gigi Romeo. She said she was running late when dropping him off. She made a post on her page stating he doesn't care about running a little man on his lunch. So you're saying she was running late dropping him off to school, or she was late with his lunch? Now that's two different things. Yeah, the second child is a baby. She actually, I believe the second child is on the thumbnail, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to put no false information out. Is that the other baby right there?
The other baby mama with the other baby.
Right. Her name is Holly. From what I'm hearing, this ain't Holly first rodeo with shooting somebody. But that's, here or there.
Hey, that's the baby daddy right there on the screen.
Right. That's Carlos. Low Slow Sway.
Okay.
That sounds like a Chicago name, don't it?
What'd she say? He had someone in a headlock too? What was the
yeah,
grandma?
We ain't got there yet.
Okay.
I'm slow walking it.
Yeah, go ahead. Dog walked it.
But I'm just trying to piece it together as we get to the fight. If she was late, or if she had to come back to bring that kid his lunch, I can see why people, and these are rumors, saying that girl was stalking her. Because if you knew she had to drop her son off to school, doesn't necessarily mean you knew she was going to come back to bring the kid his lunch. So how in the hell did both of them end up in the same vicinity at the same damn time? Think about that. Just think about that for a moment. Let's say, for instance, he had to be to school at 8 o'clock. She took him, had to come back, get his lunch. Now she's there around 9, and now Holly is riding by the same time she is coming back to her car. You think that's a coincidence, bro?
Well, do she stay by, do we know how far she stayed from the house or from the school,
I hear one of them don't stay very far from the school.
Okay.
But still, you had to been watching her or something. to happen to be right there at the school when she's there the second time, if that's the case. You know, some people said she was late. Some people said she came back and brought him his lunch. You know, I don't know.
Chloe said the incident did not happen at the school. I think, did they say something in that story when we was watching about it, like it happened down the?
It wasn't too far from the school. I know that. It was like the school, where the fight was at, the school was not that far from there. Let's listen a little further to see what they say here. We got a couple of articles we can listen to.
Dating back to December of last year and as recently as this summer, the family believes it was all done to create a paper trail against Blackman. In the video, the shooter did say she had a concealed to carry license. She was taken into
That's Holly right there, bro.
custody by police, but later released. As for Blackman, her family says she was unarmed and there was no reason for her to be shot.
You had an opportunity to walk away, to call the police, to turn around and get in your car and drive off. You did none of the above.
And of course, we did reach out to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office on this to get the status of the case. And this is their statement. After an initial review of the evidence presented by police, there's insufficient information to make a charging decision at this time. We will continue working with the Chicago Police Department as the investigation proceeds and remain committed to pursuing justice for everyone in our communities. The family is also questioning how the case was handled from the very beginning. When you look at that video that was posted on social media, it actually took witnesses to tell police who the shooter was in this case.
And that's a fact, because I got the video, but I'm not going to show it. There's too much goddamn blood on the ground. I don't want YouTube striking my page. Nope, don't want that. Don't want the problems. But let's
so
go
the people sitting there saying she did it, and she walked away.
Yeah, no. What happened was when they got there, of course, they ran directly to Romeca because she was on the ground, blood everywhere, and you know the bystanders was like. They was arguing with Holly, and you're like, "So, bitch, you shot her." And then they was like, "She the one who shot her." Then you see the black female officer turn around like, "What?" And then she ran over to Holly. And then the other officer ran over to Holly, and then, of course, they detained her at that time. They didn't even know Holly was standing right there watching them, try to give aid to Romeca. They didn't even know. So that part right there is true because I seen it.
Why the fuck would you stay if you shot somebody? Why didn't you get low? Why didn't you get little?
If you run, that's gonna make you look guilty.
No, I mean, just walk off casually type shit. Like you just gonna stand there if you did some shit.
Just that video that you saw when she had the phone to her mouth. I think the officers was down there helping her then. She was just sitting there talking on the telephone and shit.
That doesn't... I don't know. Oh, man. This is...
I just don't want to play... Here's the one about the video. They had a visual for her as well.
She said
never sue the other driver after a car.
Almost.
Huh?
D-Love say because she probably felt she was in the right. Gigi say she was too calm. D-Love with that, I mean, she probably felt like she was in the right. I mean, I don't know how right you can be. And in that instance, if that...
Well, I guess
self-defense,
like... Fight, then. Let's go ahead and go to the fight then.
No, my bad, man.
No, you good because that's the question. Those are the questions I said you're gonna have. You're gonna have plenty of these questions. What made the police say, and enough evidence? But one thing I do want to get to first is they said you seen the fight. They was fist bumping. So don't that make you feel like there's another goddamn somebody recorded this or this maybe on CCTV somewhere? Because I didn't see no goddamn fist bumping.
What the lady said there.
Yeah, that was her mom. That was Romeca's
Okay.
mom who was speaking.
Right. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, she did make a statement. I am licensed to carry. Just because you're licensed to carry don't mean you're licensed to kill some goddamn body, man. People gotta understand the difference.
Yeah.
How many people in the chat heard that Holly killed her first baby daddy or some shit like that? Anybody else heard that? I don't want to put no false information out about nobody, so I'm going to ask that y'all hear that because I keep hearing about that when I go to Facebook.
Uh-oh.
And
said
then Carlos ain't even try to help his baby mama, bro.
Well, they both his baby mamas. So.
Man, fuck that. You see your baby mama on the ground, shot in her face, bro.
Yeah.
That's your I'm assuming his oldest son's mom. One thing, listen. Let me ask you. I know you don't have kids, but let's pretend. How would you feel if one of your baby mamas shoot your other baby mama and kill her? That's taking your kid's mother away.
Yeah, that's the key right there. It don't matter if you into it with her. Don't matter this. Don't matter that. She done got a protection order. It don't even matter. All that shit go out the window as soon as that happens. So yeah, I get that.
Now, what they was talking about in the I could have sworn I had that in that article about the protective order. They said she had protective orders dating back to, I want to say, 2024, all the way to, I want to say, this summer against Romeca. And I feel just like the family do. You was setting up a play.
Right.
You feel narrative.
Me? Like, building that narrative, like, and that's what I want to know that as well. Because I haven't seen, like what Chloe said, what happened prior to the gun coming out. I haven't seen the footage, so.
Okay, I can explain what the witness said. And the witness is the lady that you hear talking which y'all can't hear on here, because I don't want to show that shit. I'm sorry. I'll play it, but I'm gonna cover the screen. Damn that.
Okay.
Because it's a gruesome scene, man. All right, give me 1 second.
D-Love say having a baby with somebody does not mean you have a bond respectfully. Doesn't mean you have a bond with that person, but that person is ultimately the person of your child. And I think that alone, seeing somebody, I think that alone does hold weight. Regardless of the bond with her, I would think there's still something, not like you got a bond with her, but something in attachment to your child that is just right there on the ground. That's crazy.
Yeah. Hold on. Is this it?
I would never.
Yeah, I think this is it right here.
Chloe say their cars were bumper to bumper almost.
And that don't make sense to me either. Well, it does, because maybe she was trying to make that the situation. But check this out, man. I'm gonna bring this up, but I'm gonna cover the screen.
Like, you on my bumper, bitch? On some shit like that.
She's the one who shot her. She's the order, but she shot her. Oh my fucking God! Baby in the car, how you feel? She was drunk there. Get up. You scared as hell, all right? Scared as hell. She shot her, buddy. Scared as hell. That is your self-defense. She was trying to cover in the car. You're trying to hit the car, bro. What are you talking about? You had her in a headlock. And then you shot her, Bodie. I was there. I write a statement, Bodie. Don't worry about it. like a fucking gun on the street. I'm licensed to carry. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bitch. You shot somebody, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you?
Damn.
Calm down. Calm the fuck down.
I'm licensed to carry.
I'm licensed to kill.
She put the gun in the car. The gun she shot.
And right here is what they're telling the police.
You see that
Let's go
police?
right
He
here.
turned around and said, "What?"
Yeah.
She shot her. She put the gun in the car. She put
Okay, they not showing the blood right
I
there.
can show this right here. Yeah. I can show this part.
412 Lala in the building. What's good? Cupcake. What's good? Crucial K in the building. What's good?
So this is the point where they actually start to apprehend her, detain her, whatever you want to call it.
Right,
Because
D-Love.
What D-Love say?
They doing all the police work.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a sad situation. What Tamika say? She said Romeca had a restraining order against her baby daddy. It was in 2023. She took him off papers. He didn't hear she get killed in 2025. I think he probably meant to type something else. Let's talk about Los for a second. Carlos is her baby daddy, of course. And I think Chloe wanted to know what happened before she shot the gun. Okay, as far as what the witness said Carlos was holding Romeca back first around her waist. As he was holding her, Holly was like, "Bitch, I'll shoot you." And Carlos' response was, she said, "Watch, she gonna go get her gun." And I'm assuming that's exactly what she did. So I guess Romeca, did a little shimmy and got loose from Carlos, and his arm, this is what eyewitness said, ended up like he had her in the headlock. Then she got out of that. At this time, Holly grabbing her gun, coming back from the other side of the car where Carlos and Romeca was at this time, she is charging her. That's why I feel how she got off. Because you don't have to have a deadly weapon, or I guess the person who's confronting you don't have to have a deadly weapon to make you feel like your life is in danger. Because what I heard was Romeca ain't play the radio. That's what I heard. I heard Romeca put the fucking hands on you. That's what I heard.
Because so her charging at her would then constitute, no matter if she's got a gun or not, just her charging alone with her in her fist.
That's it.
So she's a professional boxer now. She has deadly weapons as hands now. She has classified, legal, professional boxing hands running towards you so you could just shoot her in the face.
You remember the pastor?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that lady said, "Back up."
Yeah.
Back up. And he didn't. It's sad. It's sad. And that's the only thing I can think of is why she's set free. But I still feel like there has to be evidence of this on camera. Because they said, go look at the camera. Well, what fucking camera are you talking about?
So was she detained? Holly wasn't detained at all?
I believe she went downtown, gave her statement, they let her go.
And left, yeah, because there wasn't enough, I guess.
It is. That's why the family thing, and when I first heard the story, when Tamika brought it to my attention, I said, She got restraining orders on her. Oh man, this motherfucker been plotting this shit the whole time.
I mean, it's either one or two things. It's either that or there's really, Romeca was about that life and she been, I don't know the history on it. Like the way it sounds like she's just been causing strife in Holly's life for her whole life and shit. Like you put that many restraining orders in, like I know they got a time limit on some of them where, this protective order is for this amount of time. And like every time she read up on her protection order because there was more shit happening or what, like.
And I think that's why she kept reading up on them motherfuckers, bro. If you think about it, because they said it started a few years ago, and her last one that she had put on her was this summer.
Right.
Let's take a look at this visual footage real quick, and then I want to play something for y'all real quick. Let's add this to the screen.
Amazing, baby. Anybody want a marker?
Hurt, sadness, and broken hearts are expressed on this board for 31-year-old Romeca Meeks Blackman.
I am broken. I am so broken.
Surrounded by family and overwhelmed by grief, Tina McMiller says she's heartbroken after losing her daughter to gun violence. Friday night, many gathered in Inglewood to remember a woman who was loved by many.
The love she showed everybody. Y'all showed it all back.
On Monday, Meeks Blackman had just dropped off her son at school near Cermak Road and State Street when police say the victim was involved in a physical altercation with another person. The offender then took out a gun and fired it, hitting Meeks Blackman in the face. She was rushed to Stroger Hospital, where she died.
I ask that you give us strength. Give us strength, Father, for every.
Okay. I want to speak on, and this could be possibly a rumor, but I think it's actually true because Holly showed up in her own car. Romeca showed up in her own car, which is a white car, I believe. And Carlos showed in, I believe, like a truck or something. Is this still a goddamn coincidence, man? Like he happened passing by as they are, like the officer said, bumping fists. He just so happened to be riding by. I don't want to say Carlos set this shit off in motion or nothing like that, but that shit's weird as fuck to me, bro.
Right. Like they were almost, somebody was in communication with somebody. I say that,
Okay, I can rock with that.
Somebody at some point in time, these people were in communication. And even that could even mean Holly and Romeca, I think, before all of this shit. Because if her baby, she got a little bitty baby, I mean, shit, was it some shit talking on social media? I mean, it's something, man.
On the boy, what, his first day of school?
Holly knew she was gonna be there.
Of course, yeah. Now that's one thing we knew. He got to go to school.
Right.
He got to go to school. But it's just the timing of it. If she's coming back for the second time, because I just don't want to believe how Romeca was late on the boy's first day of school. I just don't want to believe that. I believe she could have forgot his lunchbox. I don't know. But for her to be there at that time, which if she never forgot the lunchbox, she wouldn't have been there, right? So how the fuck she knew to be there, bro? Shit's weird.
Chloe say check your message. Cupcake say they were all very amped up and you can't necessarily unwind that in an investigation because that's all so intense. Yeah, emotions all running high. Gigi Romer say Holly had no business there at that time in the morning with her child in that car with a gun so-called on top of her car, according to new witness. And see, that's the thing. all these witnesses, and which one of these witnesses are these witnesses talking to the police? Are they just in the video? Or are they, that's always a thing on some of these cases with in these crowds and things. It's like you got all these people around and all these quote unquote eyewitnesses, but who's actually putting pen to paper and putting that statement down like that,
Chloe, this look like Romeca with this black eye. Because I think the other baby mama light skin. Well, then again, you can't tell these days. But then it says she's the aggressor. So you saying that those two have gotten into a fight before, and Romeca beat her up? Because if I show y'all this picture, boy, it look like Romeca got beat up. Jesus Christ. Did you read this comment right here already?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's what now that makes it hard for me to believe, Nikki, and some people feel like this was a setup. But why would he want his baby mama dead? Like, were they having issues co-parenting? Because from what I hear, and especially from what he says, I'm a good father. Just let me be a father. Was she not allowing Los to see the kid? But then I seen somebody else in the chat said she had took him off papers. You talking about child support or those restraining orders? I meant to ask you that earlier.
I keep seeing people say she riding with the gun on her hood.
Like,
what? She riding around like Rambo out this. I know Chloe said it, but I seen someone else type that earlier. Like you can't have a gun sitting on your hood. I don't know.
Damn, her baby was in the car. The little baby was in the car when she. Jesus Christ. And you know what? I don't know if they was probably close enough to the school because you doing a shooting right in front of the school. So I believe they weren't right there at the school, maybe a block away.
That shit, I mean, school zones be going on for shit. What seemed like in my neighborhood, them school zones be wide than a bitch.
For real.
School zones, you get them bitches for a few blocks. You know how crime is, anything, every crime that happened, in that zone, that school zone, everything amplified. So,
yeah. So I'm seeing some comments. Yeah, if Holly is scared of Romeca, why would she put herself in this situation? Unless this was her end goal the whole time. Think about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be simple as pride. You done got them paws put on you in the past or whatnot. She got the one up on her in the past, and even though she got some restraining orders, she still like, look, I don't know.
Yeah. Let's listen a little more of this visual.
Every one of us, because we're gonna need it in this moment.
Hundreds of pink, white, and silver balloons sit outside of Inglewood STEM High School. Her mother said she was a kind, loving, and sweet mother. Now she's left with raising her grandson.
I need y'all to pray for my baby.
Yeah, we will. We got him.
He has sat down. He don't want to be around nobody.
Chicago police say the person taken into custody after the fatal shooting.
Now, am I right when I say this white car is Romeca's, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I heard she had pulled up in a white car. And Holly pulled up in a little black car, which was seen in the other video. And they said, oh boy pulled up in a black truck. I don't know, I'm just asking.
Shooting has been released without charges. Her family is eagerly seeking justice. Romeca, also known as Big Meeks, was soon released among thousands of other balloons. Reporting in Inglewood, Sade Gray, CBS News, Chicago.
Yeah, man. Goodness.
Yeah,
It's the violence, man.
it's crazy. Oh, okay, you're talking about the restraining order. Okay. I wonder if she had him on. Yeah, child endangerment, most definitely.
When brands are ready to scale, they turn to AFI.
Let me stop that. So, I want to show. Oh, here go again, YJ. Doing this shit again.
Oh, that shit. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I want to show y'all this right here. This is Holly. I'm going to just say being Holly.
Never be begging a nigga to be with me after he got a baby on the way. I would never be having matching t-shirts on with a nigga that got a baby on the way. I would never be trying to play family with a nigga that got a baby on the way.
And from what I heard, she's actually talking to Romeca about Lowe's, but you got a baby from him. Make it make sense.
I would never want to be with a nigga that burnt me while I was pregnant. I would never want to be a bitch like that. I would never be telling random people that my baby daddy burnt me. I would never tell nobody no shit like that. I would never tell random people that my baby daddy cheated on me our whole relationship, my whole pregnancy, that he cheated on me. I would never, you could never get me to tell no shit like that to no random people that I don't fucking know. I would never want to have a job to where I'm wiping old people ass and giving old people showers and feeding them and shit. I would never
say never,
want to have
man.
a job like that. I would never want to have a job that my car was in the shop for 2 years. I couldn't get it out. I would never want to have a job like that. I'm wiping ass and I ain't got no car still. I would never want no job like that. I would never want to be with a nigga that done got so many bitches pregnant during the time that I've known him. I would never want to be with a nigga like that. I would never want to be with a nigga that done play in my face for damn near 10 years. I would never want to be with a nigga like that. I'm getting me a new nigga ASAP. I would never have a big ass birthday party and have to catch a ride to my birthday party because I don't have a car.
Very messy. Very messy young lady. And from what I read, she was a very jealous female. It's crazy, man.
So you can't see any, as far as Romeca and what was said about her charging. There's no situation where you think that this would be plausible that the police won't go back and, look at it and just say, you know what, there's just not enough. There's nothing we can do. You think?
Like I said, bro, if there's no other footage that shows the confrontation and also shows what led up to her firing that gun, if they're just going by what Holly said, you got eyewitnesses out there. The eyewitnesses said she shouldn't have shot her, but the land of the law is different from what you feel. Because I'm gonna go get that video. I'm gonna go get the video where the eyewitness was actually talking. She said she didn't have a gun, which Romeca didn't, but she had them paws. She was bringing them paws with her.
imminent, reasonable response to imminent danger. Reasonable. Because it's going towards self-defense. Is reasonable. Proportionate.
My fault. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just, proportionate.
The question has to be from the officer, bro. What were you doing here? Why were you here? You don't have. I don't believe Holly got any kids old enough to go to that school. I know Carlos' kid from her ain't old enough to go to that school. Do she got any other kids? Why were you here? That's my question.
Right.
But before you say I had a restraining order put out on her, we know why Romeca was at the school, even though they said it wasn't actually at the school where it happened. It was maybe a few blocks away or a block away, but Romeca had proof that she was coming from dropping her kid off. But Romeca can't speak for herself now.
But far from the angle of just the self-defense and it being proportionate and reasonable, like you get off on self-defense, or well, it has to even get to the point to where she's it has to get there first for it even to, because right now there's not even no self-defense or nothing involved, because she ain't even detained. She not even arrested. She ain't nothing. So I guess I can't really go with this self-defense yet, because there's nothing before it. Like,
so what if what Holly told him was she was charging me, and another eyewitness said the same thing?
Is it proportionate? Is it, run down the list of, when you look at Chicago self-defense laws or laws of self-defense in Chicago or whatever, run down the list of what is classified as self-defense in Chicago, and you run into words like proportionate, reasonable, and that's with most every state. You just can't fire off on people. So
let me see if I can get this video downloaded real quick.
We had talked about that, I think, on the Carmelo. We had really went into it with the Carmelo Anthony said, far as lining up what we know with what the actual classification of self-defense is. D-Love say she wouldn't have been picked up if the people didn't fuss at them boys. It's all. If there was a fight, I'm quite sure someone recommended they folks record. And I had thought about that as well, as far as all them people around. Shit, if it was any, you would think someone, that's all people do nowadays, pull their phone out with some shit popping off.
That's the first thing they do.
No street camera, since it was close to a school or intersection. Yeah, that's another question. These cross guard walkers and different things you got. Usually there is some cameras around them cross guard walkers and all that, school zones and all that shit, especially in the city. Chloe say district attorney in Chicago will not prosecute if all witnesses' stories don't match. Yeah, I mean, if that's all you got to go off of, and all these people saying different things, making different statements, then it's like, how can you prosecute that? I can understand that. Cupcake, self-defense doesn't mean you have to believe someone's plans to kill you. It could lead to that, though. Yeah. Like like there's got to be that imminent danger of the threat. So yeah, I definitely get that. Imminent danger, reasonable belief, proportionality. Can be used to stop someone's movement or actions. Deadly force permitted only to prevent death, serious injury, or forcible felony like robbery, R-word, or arson. What is not permitted, preemptive strikes. You cannot use self-defense if you are planning your actions for a future event, protecting property with deadly force, illegal weapons carrying. Okay, well that don't apply. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta have proof that this was plotted. And even though I
Right.
think a lot of us feel like it was, 'cause I just don't feel like Romeca, and I could be wrong, because we tend to have more sympathy for the victim, but I don't think Romeca was going over there causing problems. I think there would have to be evidence of that, and I don't know if there is or isn't, but I just feel like this day she was just dropping her kid off to school, and just maybe as she was pulling off from that school, Holly wanted to start some shit. And I just feel like Carlos wasn't far behind, because there's no way in hell he just happened to ride by as
I
they were.
mean, Kurt,
Bro.
I don't mean to cut you off. Curveball. It's his son. What if he was, it's his son's first day of school. So, I mean, him being, I guess,
9
in the
o'clock.
vicinity.
9 o'clock. They
Being
say the
in
kid
the
supposed to be in school. The kid supposed to be in school at 8 o'clock.
In the vicinity, I don't know. Lunch or no brunch with the
9
other
o'clock.
baby.
9 o'clock. That was an after. And I'm just going by regular time. That's an hour after that kid's supposed to be in school. And if she was bringing the lunchbox back, he shouldn't have been there. Unless what some people still say, him and old girl was still doing a thug thizzle. I don't know how true that is. Now I just don't believe that. But I don't know them. I'm throwing in feelings instead of going by what's presented. So throw that out.
If she could go back to her car to get the gun, how come she can't just leave?
Just leave.
Curly Lock Diva in the building. What's good?
What up, Curly? That's facts. If you can go back to your car to get your gun, you can go back to your car and pull off.
And yeah, just get in and shut the door. Boom.
Yeah,
it's over.
Go. Leave.
So that's why, yeah. But back to the witnesses and if they have enough to even bring her in. That's the thing. If they ain't got nothing, how they know something if they ain't got nothing? Chloe says she sent you a map of where.
They got a job to do, shit.
Right, they got some. Do your job. Sent you a map of where Carlos lived by the school, Chloe say. That should be
forward it to you. Shit. I'm going to forward it to you, YJ. When I pull up Facebook on this computer, man, that shit lags like a motherfucker, bro.
Oh, yeah, you can drop it in the thing. I can see if I can get through it. Cupcake say that should be the expectation because clearly you're able to evade danger that way. A witness said Carlos was trying to close his door and Mika was standing in the door.
In the door. Yep, I heard that too.
That's how it was started, Chloe say.
That's what I'm going to send it to you, bro.
Okay, let me pull it up on here.
Chloe, if you want to come up, you're welcome to do so now.
I guess I gotta save this. Download. Oh, I see what you're talking about, the black eye. I guess I'll get this one too. Put in an overlay.
There she go.
I heard somebody pop up.
What up, Chloe?
Hey, all my baby daddies.
What you say?
Some of them, anyway. Yeah, check that map. That'll explain how close they were. I sent you a screenshot of the map. His apartment building was almost across the street from the school, and the incident took place on the corner of that block. So
don't tell me Romeca had to leave that school and she had to go in the direction of his house to go home. That's my question.
Okay, right there, that circle with the X at the top, that's his apartment complex. The bottom X is where the school's at. The X over here by the indicator, that's where the shooting took place.
That's an apartment. That's an apartment.
Yes.
That circle. He stay in a Pentagon. What the fuck?
It says Hillard Apartments.
What the kind of apartments is that? Okay.
I was looking at that too. That's a weird ass shaped building.
What the fuck?
Fancy projects. I don't know. It's over in China, close to Chinatown. But I'm just saying, there's so many different variables, and until they tell us, it could be so many different things. They could have just been on the way to the grocery store, and she saw him and jumped out and got, start telling him something, because that somehow she ended up in his door where he couldn't close the door.
And it's what door? Door
his
to
car
what?
though?
Of his vehicle.
Oh.
Because he was trying to slam the door and he was hitting her in the back because she wouldn't move and let him close the door and leave. Now, if that was going on and Holly pulled up, I don't know.
No, they said Holly was there first.
The incident took place on the corner. That's all I know. And that's how you see how close in vicinity everything is. Now, there were a lot of people saying, because there's a Facebook group that one of my friends, old friends from the Kanika days is running. And they were saying, oh, well, Holly CCL was from Wisconsin or something. It doesn't, just so y'all all know, I don't know about down here or anywhere from Europe but in that part of the states, you can still, even though it doesn't say, oh, this is good in Illinois, they pretty much honor it in Illinois anyway. Because they look at it like, okay, well, you had a background check done on you or whatever. I agree. She could have gotten the car and left if she got in the car to get the gun. But the way the law is worded, she also has the right to turn around and shoot the girl.
Now, 412 says she was going to work. And we know she was trying to be a nurse. I do remember hearing that. So, and I don't know where her job is in reference to this map, but if she was going to work, it could have been the fact that she had to drive in a direction that was going towards his apartment. Now, him and Holly did not stay together, right?
Holly has a legal address in another state, but she had been staying with him. She wasn't on the lease or anything like that, but she had been staying. She'd been playing house with him. So she was there.
I would never stay with a nigga that what nah.
That's where all that come from. Now, I can say this, and it might step on a lot of people's toes. I think there was instigation on both sides. I'll say it on both sides, even though I've only seen the instigation really coming from Mika.
Where you seen that from?
I would never. A whole bunch of videos like that.
Oh, that's Holly. That's Holly, not Mika.
But what I'm saying is, she would, if you go look at Mika's Facebook page and her Instagram and all her social media, I'm not saying, I used to leave notes in my kids' lunch boxes. I did that a lot, no problem. Of course, we didn't have social media back then like that. But even when I did it for my granddaughter, I didn't go post it on social media. These people, the three of them, were very, I don't want to say clout chasing, but they were posting every little thing they did.
Now, what's wrong with that? Hold on. Before we move past it, but
is that just for social media? Is that for attention? is that to throw salt in wounds?
I can't
All
make that
three.
assumption. I can't make that
All
assumption.
three. All three.
You got to remember, this is women.
But this is
We're women.
I guess.
Go find out her birthday. Maybe that'll help. I don't know.
And
I'm
the
just
kid's
saying.
birthday was what, a few days
No,
ago?
the mama's birthday. The mama's birthday. What'd you say about women in November? I'm just saying. It's just I don't know. That thought really crossed through my mind because I seen a lot of some shit that I probably would have pulled. I have pulled in the past when I was younger.
That's her kid. That's her kid. She want to post something about her kid and his first day of school and how much she loved him and this is a brand new start. She can do that whether we feel or women feel like she did at the clout chase or for attention. It doesn't matter. That's her kid.
And by coincidence, everybody's meeting up at the meeting place on the corner of the school.
I get where you're going with this now. I get where you're going with this now.
I've never felt like, and you know that I'm proud of my kids. Your favorite just won another match Sunday. She had a big old gold medallion, almost looked like, what's that guy's name? Flavor Flav's TikTok thing. It was big old. I haven't posted it up yet, and I'm proud of her and everything. But it's because I don't want people to get the idea that my kid's better than yours is the message I'm trying to put out.
Man, fuck that. Man, fuck all that. I don't care. Their insecurities is their problem, not yours.
But now, if you take that and you throw in there, my baby daddy's messing with her.
That's different.
Exactly.
That's different.
We gonna get petty.
It's different.
We gonna get petty. If you scroll back, let me just put it like this. If you scroll back to the beginning of my Facebook page, boss, and you one of the few people that actually have access to do that, there's a whole lot of posts that say private now. Because I used to post things that said things that I should not have said. Like, yeah, that show was good last night. When we had our 7 months that we were separated. And I did that shit on purpose, and it worked.
Little subs, it's that's one of them things. It'd be a triangle going on, People gonna throw their subs out there. They little black screen with the text on IG stories and shit, just throwing subs out.
I guarantee you, I promised on my grandbaby's life I ain't did that shit now. But I did that way back in 2011. And it worked.
Let's take a look. I mean, because I actually...
Women are petty. We can get petty when it comes to love.
What's the ages? I haven't. They probably said it. What's the?
I think the little boy was turning 7.
Yeah.
No. I mean the grown folks. What's the age
31.
Mid-20s.
Mid-20s to 30s. Okay.
Who? Romeca was 31, and the other girl I heard she was 31.
Look, let me see.
And as you can see, she always supposed to be her or her son.
Romeca's mugshot says in 2022 she was what? Was that say 24 or 29? I guess it says 29. I thought it said 24.
I couldn't see it. It's kind of 20. Yeah,
I take that off of a video because CPD don't have it up no more.
It's upper 20s. I know that.
Not. I feel like pictures like this, she's stunting on them. That's her. She's stunting on them on pictures like that. She's stunting on them on pictures like that. This is her son. How you? I think Holly already knew.
Is that bags of toys next to him there?
Can
you tell what that is?
This was Easter. I think that was the Easter basket.
Yeah, okay. It got Easter. It got eggs in it and shit.
So then what I would do if I had the ability, I would go back. Is that Easter baskets from mom or is that Easter baskets from dad?
Jesus,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's how women. Because if it's from dad, he bought his son some Easter baskets. What did he get you?
He's supposed to. That's his son.
It doesn't matter if he's supposed to.
Let's go back. Let's go back real quick. When Holly started dating Carlos, she knew Carlos had a baby mama. I'm pretty sure she knew who she was. If Romeca got a some type of reputation of beating bitches' ass, leave that girl alone. Let her do her. Focus on your relationship with Carlos. You know what I'm saying?
Unless he is really going back and forth and playing tag team.
That's the question right there. That's the question. And people kept saying that, which I don't have no proof of that. I ain't dick watching nobody. That's your business. So
but that's,
obviously, if there was
some kind of action that can pull out action like this,
that's a deadly game, man. As men, we got to know that this is a deadly game you playing with, doing this shit, man. If that's the case.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Romeca was way more beautiful, I think. But at the same time, I think if I was a man and she was my chick, I'd have to tell her, can you sit down for a few minutes sometimes?
It looked like Romeca was a good mother to me. That's what I see.
I'm not saying nothing about her motherhood, but whether we intend to or not, there's been many women mothers that are great mothers that unintentionally will do things and their kids are involved. And I'm just bragging on my kid. Are you really? Did you send that picture to the grandma and to the grandpa and to the aunts and uncles, whatever? Or did you just post it on social media?
I mean, that's the people, man. That picture she was sitting in the car with that note, like that's what people do. Like they post the highlights. This is a highlight reel we're watching.
It's a social media world.
Yeah.
Okay, check it out. What did y'all say? She was on her way to work. She probably forgot the lunch, had to go back home, get it, make it, whatever. That's throwing her time schedule off. But you got time to stop and make a reel for the note? Are you trying to hurry up and get your ass to work? Think about that.
I'm not a woman, so I'm a hold off on my comment. I
mean, I don't know what
understand
time
what you're saying.
I don't know what time she had to be at work. So,
I mean, those are all just open questions. But that's what I'm saying. For me personally, damn, I forgot my kid's lunch. School's gonna think I'm a fuck up. Let me get this shit to him. I'm not gonna stop and let me take a little reel first and show the world how much I love my kid. Because in my mind, let me show the world my ass done forgot my damn kid's lunch. And god damn it. You see what I'm saying? I just think differently than a lot of people. But
yeah,
especially if you on your way to work, you got time for all that. There's a reason. And like I said, I don't feel like it's a total coincidence that they all did meet up on that corner at the same time.
Like 412 says, she says, I don't get it. It's social media. That's what everybody does. Now, in this situation, I understand why you're saying what you're saying, Chloe, because there was some jealousy going on amongst these three. And something caused that. Something caused one female to be super jealous, and as you say, the other female to be petty. I don't know. I can't speak on it because there's no facts. We can only go by.
Okay, even if she wasn't being petty though, something caused female to be jealous. She knew when she got in a relationship, he had another baby mama that had kids. He was gonna have to spend some time with that kid. No problem. You got to spend so much time with the mama too. There's always going to be some underlying factors that's going to be the basis of that jealousy. But at the same time, you got to go back to the actual incident. Who was out of their vehicle first, standing in the way of somebody closing their door? It wasn't Holly or Carlos Loso Carlos, whatever his name is. Mika was out of her vehicle.
And Carlo was still smashing Mika. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. He was still smashing Mika.
And I believe he was. Now again, going back to the original thing, I do believe that Holly could have driven away, threw his shit out the window, packed her shit, went back to Wisconsin, whatever she wanted to do. But because the laws are the way it is, she had the right by law to do what she did. Now,
I don't think so, man.
The karma of it all is no matter who's right or who's wrong, he's fighting for custody of the boy. He'll probably get it unless they can find some reason that he's an unfit father. But for the rest of his life, he's going to have to answer to that boy why his mama's not there.
Oh, most definitely. And
even if Carlos is not mature mentally right now, eventually Carlos is going to get mentally mature. And that's going to eat him up.
Yeah, I don't think he did enough to prevent this from happening. Because, like I said, the young lady who was an eyewitness said he told Romeca she's finna go get her gun.
Yeah.
At that point, now let's think about this. At that point, didn't Romeca have the opportunity to get the fuck on? I'm not finna fight no bullets. But
you don't bring fists to a gunfight.
She will go the whole way from him and attacked her.
Yep.
I wouldn't. I ain't that gangster. I ain't that gangster. I'm sorry. I ain't running towards no bullets. I can't do that. And I'm not saying anything bad about Mika. But I think both ladies had the opportunity to leave.
Yes.
Right.
And sometimes when a guy grabs a female, he's not always trying to protect one. He could be trying to protect the other. And what I mean by that is he knew Holly had that gun.
Yep.
So if he's trying to prevent Mika from charging at her, maybe he was trying to protect Mika. Now, here's one of the things that a lot of people have forgotten about. They said, oh, he had her in a headlock and she got shot three times and one of them was in the face. And okay, so how come he didn't get shot?
Because she got away from him.
Exactly. But I don't hear people speaking on that.
Well, shit, that's the first thing I said.
Still making it sound like she got shot while they had him in the headlock.
No, I don't think Holly would have shot at her if they were still connected to each other by him holding her. Because she she could have shot him. I don't think that would have happened.
But even one of the news reels that I saw, and I don't remember which one it is because I already deleted all this stuff off my computer, but it's like the newsreel even said the gunshots were fired while the father of her child was holding her in a headlock. Okay, I know this ain't no shotgun pellets, but still, you ain't got a laser on that thing guaranteeing where that bullet's gonna go or whatever. You know, they made it sound like that. Yeah, you're right, D-Love. You're absolutely right.
Carlos must have been slinging that goddamn John on him.
But see, and just me back in the day, what I would have done is I would have probably tried to get him back and then leave him. Now, that's what you get. You know, but that was, 20 years ago. Maybe I would have done some shit like that.
She gonna charge her because she not thinking that she's gonna do this. Like she's not thinking that she's gonna. She like,
and
hey,
Mika
square
is,
up. Catch this fade one time. Like she like,
Mika
okay, you got a gun, but you're
life.
not finna use that motherfucker though. Like,
or maybe she thought she could get to her before she could pull the gun out. All the way.
Shit me. That's Russian roulette, man. I ain't playing that type of game with my life.
Hell no.
Motherfucker, they say if you gonna up it, bitch, you better shoot it. Motherfuckers ain't stupid. If I up this gun and let you get to me, you're in a fight or flight, which right now you're fighting, and you ain't gonna take it easy on me because you're gonna beat the shit out of me until I let this gun go. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for my life now. You don't let me get up on you. Man, I'm gonna beat this. You can go to sleep and I'm gonna keep punching you, bro.
To make sure.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna be asleep. You're gonna be asleep for a while, bro.
Yep.
And guess what? She pulled the gun.
And Mika would have went to jail.
I could have killed her because I was scared for my life.
No, but they had the protective order against Mika.
That doesn't mean Mika can't be anywhere in the city.
She can't be in the vicinity.
But what if Mika was where she was at first? That's the question.
I can tell you what the law says. The law says then you have to remove yourself. The law doesn't say you go get into an argument with them. It says the law point blank says Romeca should have removed herself, no matter what else was going on. She's required by law to remove herself. Now, Mika had a protective order against the baby daddy, and she dropped it. To me, that's proof enough he was still tag teaming.
I thought Holly had the protector.
Holly had it on Mika. Mika had it on Carlos.
See that?
But she dropped it.
That don't make sense. That don't make sense. It's just too much going on. It's just in my eyes. All these protective orders and shit, and all y'all got babies with the same man. And it said
what happens is when it's time to do visitation, you have to meet at a public agreed spot. It's supposed to be a mediator that does the actual exchange. But if y'all can do it, like my daughter used to do it at the police station because they had protective orders on each other at one point. So they would go to the police station to do the exchange with the child, that type of thing. You know, there's rules.
Sad.
But the law says because that protective order was still active on Mika, Mika is required by law to remove herself from the area. And it'll say within.
So if she's sitting there, she go to the grocery store and she's standing in line, the other girl can come up and she that shit don't. I don't know. That shit just.
She has to leave. This is what they're gonna tell you. This is what a prosecutor would recommend to her. You have to leave by law. And what I'll recommend to you, because I used to be an attorney, is for you to document it. And when it happens enough times, like if you feel like they're following you around just to harass you to make you leave, then we can file something against them. But it has to be X amount of times, blah, 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 that type of stuff. But other than that, until that day comes, you have to leave.
This was the boiling point. This was the boiling point.
Yeah.
What's this?
This was done in June. June the 11th of 2025. This was the last one that she did. She served against Romeca. So and then of course, what?
So what boxes
now
are checked?
I'm gonna say this.
She didn't check none of them.
Because it's not the full document. I would not go with, oh, well, there's nothing marked on here that says anything. It doesn't say she was served. I wouldn't go with that. And I say that because obviously there was something going on where the cops didn't press the charges against Holly.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that back years ago. Why are you only showing part of a document? Show the whole damn thing. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've already seen a lot in this case where it's like that one case that you and I covered with the girl that flew out the car.
Yeah.
And why are you only showing this part of it, not that part of it? Because that part didn't make the girl look so innocent, whatever.
I don't know where that actually even came. I can't remember where I got it from. It came from an article. So I don't know.
But what I'm saying is the family was only showing certain documents.
Right. And that was done for a reason. So, maybe just
this case as well. There's a lot of documents that people are showing that I can't even get access to. Why is that?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
It's a sad situation. A little boy is left without his mommy. But mommy was about that life. I mean, this was a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. Fighting.
It's just a lot of aggression going on. A lot of aggression, man.
They need to start passing out Prozac with the birth control.
Passing what?
Prozac.
Passing out what?
Prozac.
I don't know. But I do know that I've learned with Chicago, a lot of times the police get blamed for not arresting somebody or whatever. It's not so much because they took her in. They held her. She was detained. They have to get the approval of the district attorney's office.
Right, absolutely.
To proceed with anything. And it's the district attorney's office in Chicago that needs a whole makeover because it's been this way for 15 years or more.
And my boy Trump, he trying to send some people in there right now.
They don't want to prosecute unless everybody's witness statements are verbatim the same. I mean, look at King Von. They had arrested him on those murders. Then they released him. And then they wait till he's died. They released him because they said, we don't have enough evidence. They wait till he died. And all of a sudden, they put all the murders on him. You didn't collect any other evidence between point A and point B. So why are you able to put the murders on him now?
Damn.
Well, because nobody's going to contest it. He's dead. That's what I'm saying.
We did our job.
And one of those murders he was not guilty of.
Okay, say if the DA can't present a coherent case, then what can they do?
Well, the problem is when you're dealing with criminals. When you're dealing with criminals, okay, especially in Chicago, you got this criminal shot this criminal. And all the witnesses are criminals. There is a lot of documentation that says we don't want to prosecute because the witness is not a credible witness due to their felony background. Basically, they're saying because you have a criminal background, we don't want to believe what you're saying, even when they're telling the truth and the evidence matches what they're saying.
So if it's citizens, though, like in this case, I don't know if they.
In this case, as many people have I heard say it was one baby mama's fault. I've heard just as many people saying it was the other baby mama's fault. And even more so, I'm hearing Carlos was tag teaming both of them. That's what caused the animosity. But like I said, I personally would not have shot. I might have pistol whipped, but I wouldn't have shot because that's something, for me, I know that I'm gonna have to be laying my head down every night thinking about that. But I wouldn't have a problem if I was beating the tar out of somebody because especially if they had been antagonizing me, that type of thing.
Yeah, no, this case wouldn't
everybody's
be
not
this big
the
if
same.
it was.
Everybody's not the same. And maybe she just said, you know what? Let me get this chick out my life so I ain't got to deal with this no more. I got a baby, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to be dealing with this.
I don't think she was thinking nothing. She wasn't thinking shit. She
probably wasn't.
She was gone. She was at that point. She was already at that point. She wasn't thinking about a motherfucking thing.
She was on demon time.
I'm about to kill this bitch. Nah, baby. Yeah. Nah, baby.
But that you get to that point. Hell, she might have been her time of the month. There's so many different variables.
Damn.
But I can just tell you
I
this.
Didn't.
I can tell you this, that they're saying it's not because there's not enough evidence that the girl committed a crime.
Yeah, okay.
So the crime would be she didn't have justification for doing the shooting. That's the only crime that there could be, is whether or not she had justification for doing the shooting.
Well, I think this information that's out right now is we're going to have until they close or somebody get charged. And what I feel, if they let her go like that, I feel like they had enough evidence to let her go like that.
Yeah.
We just don't see the evidence that they have.
Right.
Exactly.
Because when like I said, I go back to it again. When they said you didn't see the footage, no, nigga, we didn't see it either. Where's that? So if there's some footage of showing Romeca throwing them goddamn paws, beating the shit out of her ass, yeah, I would see why she probably went and got a gun. But if we don't ever see that, and they say case closed with just what we see, which is nothing, it's gonna always be what really happened. That's all I gotta say about it, man.
They're gonna rewrite. They're gonna write history the way they want it to be.
Yeah.
And there ain't been no press conference or nothing from.
Nah. All you see is the family begging for justice, hoping they investigate it the correct way, and we as the citizens of America want to know if it's being done right, and if they're not presenting us any more evidence, this is all we got to go by.
Yeah. I dropped in the chat where it says justice for Romeca. I spelt it exactly the way the Facebook group is spelt. So if any of y'all are on Facebook and y'all want to go read some of the family posts and just some of the information, like I said, I can try to drop the link, but I know YouTube and Facebook don't really work together well on links, but I'm gonna drop it anyway. But if the link don't work, you can just type that into Facebook and y'all can go check it out. Like I said, it's a lady named Ebony that runs the group. She's from Chicago. I had met her way back in the Kanika case many years ago.
Well, I sure appreciate you coming up here sharing your knowledge on the case.
All right. It's much better than typing. I thank y'all.
We appreciate you.
What's up?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. I'm still gonna be in tune to it. I'm also looking into the case with the David guy and Celeste Rivas, so be expecting more on that. But yeah, you got any last words before we get up out of here, Jizzle?
Nah, man. This shit here, it's just sad. I can't really, I see a lot of people going, highly. I understand, but in cases it's easy to, just take one side and say this person did right and this person did wrong, but this was a tough one. I think ultimately both of them could have left because they both had cars.
Yes,
and
most definitely.
At the end of the day, man, they both had the opportunity to leave, and they emotionally reacted instead of responding in a adult manner.
Yeah.
And that's sad that that's the case. But
well, like we say, hopefully, justice is served, even if it's not what some people are looking for. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. I know on the outside looking in, you want somebody to pay for this girl's life. You do.
Right.
Same time, everybody have a right to a fair trial, and the DA have the right to say we don't have enough evidence. Case closed. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I thank everybody for tuning in, man. Thank you for coming to Community Crime Network. Also, we simulcast on Big Business Podcast. Big Business with Boss and YJ. Make sure you subscribe to both channels, man, for more content like this. We'll be back real soon, man. Y'all have a good night. We're gonna go and get up out of here. Peace, love, hair grease. I'm bullshitting. Hug your kids, love your kids.